Hello and welcome back to some more Path of Exile. This series is getting long. I'm thinking I may call this series after we get the second Watchstone and the Atlas is clear apart from unique maps. I might stop the blow-by-blow coverage, but we'll see how we go. I would still video then interesting fights, so Guardian fights, Pinnacle boss fights, that sort of thing. I might do some summaries, but yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing things like some farming. I mean, my my plan, once we have cleared as much of the Atlas as possible, which is going to be quite soon, apart from unique maps, which I'll pick up from Kirak as and when. Yeah, I'm gonna have to farm up some essence. I'm planning on buying. I was actually just looking at, because I need a bow upgrade. We're on 4 links here. That is not great. It ain't great, and I would like to improve that. We might end up having to give up our speed because I am feeling a bit shy of sockets as well. I mean, I can free some up somewhat. Maybe I could drop steel skin. I could drop blink arrow. I've got a spare here, but there's not an awful lot we can do, and I'm supposed to be running damage auras, and yeah, so we need a second 6-link. I'd really then like to move my Mana Forged setup onto probably boots, or I want a Mana Forged setup that's actually going to be comparable to totem damage, because yeah, we need to increase our DPS. And I think a Tornado Shot Ballista setup a la Tuna, or like a much more kick-ass than this Mana Forge setup, may be a means of forward progress. But in order to upgrade our bow, I can either buy one. I was just looking at prices. I'll do this just for laughs. Yeah, if you go to the trade site, let's just start a new tab. Actually, you can actually just go to trade on the website. I just have this shortcut, and you make sure it's set to Affliction. Generally set to online in League. It's my favourite. Just to make sure they're not playing standard. So let's say we want a spine bow, and we want it to have, this wouldn't be unchecked, so let's say we want 600 LE DPS, which is what we got now. Okay, that's 3C, so that's pretty good. Let's go for 800 LE DPS, that's 40C. Okay, let's go for 1000 LE DPS. That's 5 divines. And that one's 5 divines. Yeah. Let's go for 900. 1 divine. Technically, I could buy that. You know, I have 1 divine. You know, but it's a 5-link. And that kind of sucks. You know, so you say, okay, well, what about a 6-link version then? You know, if I can get that for 1 divine, how much is the 6-link? It should be 3 div. It's 5. It should really be 3 div. Well, yeah. Maybe it should be 4, but I mean, it shouldn't be more than the price of the item when not 6-linked, plus the price of, because you can literally buy, if I want to buy 1500 fusings, and they're 2.4 C each on average in bulk. Actually, we could look this up. Let's just do another trade search. Same website, bulk exchange. I would like fusings for my divine orbs, please. Minimum stock 1500. Search. Yeah, so if I would like 1500 fusings, yeah, 4 div. So the price delta should not be more than 4 div. So actually this one is bang on the money. That's bang on the money. Out of interest, how much is a div right now? Yep, they're still on the way up. It'll be at 200, 220 before long. Probably stabilize around 220. So, yeah. So that becomes expensive. However, what if we just want the 6-link? Bearing in mind 6-linking costs 4 divines, as we just saw. What if we just want a 6-link spine bow? And we want it to be not corrupted. And we want it to be any non-unique. That's item level 79. Let's say we want at least item level 83. I mean, I think 82 will actually do. We could check. Actually, let's check. Path of Exile. 2-handed weapons. Bow. If we look for cold damage, max suffix caps out at 82, fire at 82, lightning at 82. What about attack speed? 37. What about crit? Global crit multi 73. Crit chance 73. Yeah, so 82 would suffice. So give me an eye level 82, not corrupted. 55C. So, yeah, 55C for divines. So I think it makes sense. Also because the odds, and I could wait around until I drop one, or I could 6-link it myself. I could potentially 6-link that in 400 fusings. Stick some quality on it if you're going to manually 6-link something. Assuming you're not going to do the make it yourself enchant, which I don't think we even have yet. So, yeah, we do. 6-link sockets, 1500 fusings. So unless you're using that, which you can, you just pay. If you're going to roll it yourself, do quality up the weapon with a whetstone, or with a perfect fossil, which we don't have. And don't use a perfect fossil if it's got mods you want to keep, because it will break them. Yeah. So we could potentially just 6-link any random bow. You know, that's the way I used to do it. I could potentially 6-link for that. With 400 fusings, I used to think I had a pretty good chance, and most leagues I would get it. And then I had the league where it took, like, I spent, 500 fusings, and I converted all of my jewelers into fusings, and I spent all those, and then I bought 1500 fusings, and then just used them, thinking I could save money, and I used all those, and so I just went, screw it, bought 1500 more. So it cost me like 8 divines worth of fusings to do it, and I should just have paid what at the time was 3 divines, but is now 4 because it's early league, and fusings are worth more. So, yes. I'm thinking, therefore, we may buy a spine bow, and we're going to want to essence spam it. Damage. Okay. Cold damage. Damage. Yeah. So we could just spam it with Shrieking Essence of Hatred, or is it Wrath? Yep. Or Anger. Yeah. Anger, Wrath, or Hatred would do nicely. But we're going to need a big stack for that. We've actually got quite a lot of Wraths. We could have a passable go with the essences we've got, in fact. Woe isn't going to help us. What, 5 Shriekings? 8? Five? Yeah, you might get a 800 DPS bow out of that without too much difficulty. If you're lucky, maybe. But I think what we'll actually do instead of that is we will go essence farming once we've cleared the atlas a bit more. We'll just go run some tier 1 maps. Well done, Hung. Yeah, tier 1 maps. And then we will just kill the essences, kill the boss, leave, come back, repeat. We'll do that a lot till we have big stacks of essences, and then we'll use the ones we want. We could actually make some money then selling essences, because essences are actually worth cash, especially the ones people like to use. For instance, Shrieking Essence of Wrath, 3 chaos each. And as Awakened PoE Trade says, you have 27 chaos. I could actually sell this entire tab of essences. Incidentally, this is a bit more of a trade league thing, but I could go to the TFT bulk tool and log in. Just going to pause the recording for this, just in case. Okay, so we are logged in. We could pick our essence tab and we could say these are essences. Yeah, so we got 1.6 domains worth of essences, except that really you should probably only count, not count the whaling. Because nobody cares. And honestly, the screamings are probably not really worth that much. I could 3-to-1 them, so it'd be a little better than this. But yeah, so this tool lets you price check your stuff, and actually you can use this to generate images if you want to sell it on TFT, which with essences I actually do sometimes. I don't do a lot on TFT because I don't like to spend my time in Discord when I can be playing the game, or just in general actually. Don't spend my time in Discord, period. But yeah, so essences are worth money. And we might go and farm some so we can craft. And then maybe we sell the rest, but probably I'll just keep a bunch. Maybe I'll sell some, keep some. Yeah, ideally we would use deafening essences for crafting, and we do have some remnants of corruption now, so if we're going essence farming, we can try and corrupt the essence and turn it into deafenings. It's not ultra reliable, but it can work. You can also 3-to-1 upgrade. But that's not usually worth it in terms of a sale. You might use it if you had absolute tons of shrieking and you really want to use deafening for crafting, but it gets pricey. But I would probably convert the screamings if I was going to sell, and I would convert all these wailings anyway. No, there's no wailing there. Yeah, because that's useful. I might convert some of the screamings even, potentially. Anyway, this was all a bit of a digression, but yeah, out of interest, just because I was looking at it, say I wanted to have a much easier time of getting a fractured bow, so I can then use the fracture for one mod, spam it with an essence for another mod, and then you're just trying to roll one other mod. Much easier. So let's say I want fractured, and this is the sort of syntax. You can actually look these up, so you can kind of add anything in here. I could say fractured, cold, local. It's local because it's damage on a weapon, and weapon damage is local. It's just the way it works. And I've changed this group to count 1, so any one of these, and I want that on any non-unique spine bow. eye level 82, search. 1.2 div. Yeah. And that's not even a 6-link. So, if that's a 6-link, any self-respecting player should be selling that for 5 divines. But it's 15. And it just gets crazier from there. So if you did want fractured plus 2 arrows on a 6-link spine bow, 45 divines. And in fact, it's been pre-crafted. The interesting thing at this level is when you start asking for the really good stuff, you'll find there's 26 items, and they're all, I'm not even going to check, but they're all pre-made. And I mean, look at the prices here. 220 div, 1 mirror of Calandra. I mean, yes, this is a perfect bow. Actually, no, it's not. That's tier 2. And that's tier 2. It's not a perfect bow. I'm not really sure that's a mirror, to be honest. That's overpriced. This is probably about right. Tier 1, tier 1, tier 1. Essence. Tier 1 fracture. Tier 1 crit. Yeah. That's about as good as it gets. That's overpriced. Yes. But obviously, you know, I've never possessed a mirror of Calandra, and I've never possessed 350 divines. I've had probably 200 divines worth of stuff. I've had over 100 divines in cash. The last league, the only time ever. In fact, if you add all of the money I've ever made in Path of Exile, I still don't think it would add up to 350 div. A few more leagues, that will not be true anymore, but yeah. Anyway, that was a digression. So that's just some stuff that we're probably going to do at some stage. So I don't know how long this series will continue once we've covered the basics of clearing the Atlas, getting a couple of watchstones, and then I'll pop back in and do some videos of bosses and maybe major upgrades and that sort of thing. Otherwise, this could go on for the entire league. It's week 1. I'll be playing this for 2 months. You know, you could easily be talking 400 videos if I actually carried on sort of full rate, which might be a little bit much. I mean, for anybody. Plus, I actually do enjoy making these videos, but it is quite nice to sit down and play, you know, as well. So, yeah. We appear to have a skill point to spend. I wonder what we can buy that we haven't bought. Oh yeah, we were supposed to be... And this says attack speed over proj damage. I'm betting that probably is a good idea. I've got spare respec points, haven't I? How are we on regrets? 18. How are we on refunds? 4. Because we could... Because if I refund 2 points, I could purchase those 3 and then spec out of those and get back to where I am. Oh, we were going up to a reservation. Yeah, we're not going to hit that for a while. Yeah, I think I might just do that now, actually. Let's refund that one and that one, giving us 3 points. Let's spec into attack speed, and then let's refund those 2. I'm out of campaign refund points, so we'll burn a regret. Refund that. Put this back. Okay, so now into attack speed rather than straight up proj damage. Nice. What else is recommended? I think we've got all of this. I mean, I could ideally compare this to my current build. I suppose I could show you how to do that. So, because it is something I want to do, I'm not actually going to save this into this build, but I will demonstrate it. So if you just go to your character on the Path of Exile website, log in as you, go to your character, find them in the list, and go to Passive Tree. You'll see this massive URL. Copy that, go to Path of Building, then you can go Manage Trees, New, Tinder Loss. Actually, we have to do it slightly differently now because they moved these buttons around yeah. And we just give it the link and say import. And then we could compare Tinder Loss to Maven Uber Elder. Yeah, and actually it hasn't saved my latest changes here, so this isn't quite right. So yeah, you can see we're deviating here because we haven't gone Focal Point, we went Ricochet, because this build has not gone Tornado Shot. So yeah, we went Chain, we haven't gone Pierce, we are missing this suppression. We did buy Lucky Suppression down there, we did buy that suppression boost, we haven't bought that, and we did buy the Life Mastery. So yeah, okay, so I'm not really missing much. And, oh, I see, okay, yeah, fine. Fine. But that's how you can kind of compare your build. So I could see my current tree, or kind of, apart from the things I literally just did. If you want to save your latest changes, I just log out, and that tends to update the website copy of your character. I suspect changing instance would also work. Just go to town or similar. So that's something we could do. You can also, another thing we can do, let's back out because I don't want to save this. I can import my character as a POB. I just pick my account, and I just pick the character, Affliction League, that's actually the character. So, yep, delete everything that exists, which is nothing. Import Passive Tree and Jewels, items and skills. Now this DPS is going to be wrong. It's going to be very wrong. Because, I mean, technically this will be showing the DPS for one arrow, and we could include that in full DPS. But yeah, Tornado Shot fires 4 proj, and we have how many extra proj? Not Vengeant Cascade. Where's extra arrow? There's one here, isn't there? Additional projectile, multi-shot, so there's 1. And then there's Master Fletcher for 2. And then we have GMP. Now I don't think it will be allowing for GMP damage. No, it's not, because it's just... Notice with GMP the damage is worse. If I increase it, the damage is better. So all it's doing is applying the effect of GMP to a single shot. It's not adding the full projectile, so we have 6 additional projectiles. So if they were all to hit, we'd be doing that. But actually Tornado Shot has secondary projectiles. And it's very hard to calculate because you've got to guess how many projectiles you're actually going to have. And that's slightly tricky. Just slightly. And there's a few other things in here we haven't configured. For instance, we do use frenzy charges. And yeah, you could probably actually compute this. Okay, yeah, so if we're actually at max distance, what What is it saying is max range? Because we have far shot. Only one. Yeah, see, we have far shot. Yeah, so that's our more multiplier. So if we're actually at far shot, actually, so this is, yeah. So we're probably actually getting close. I mean, even though I said that it's very hard to work out tornado shots damage, which it is. Do we have onslaught? Yes. Do we have gale force? When do we get gale force? When you use a skill. So let's say yes. We use skills quite a lot. We use endurance? No. And we also use power charges. Though we don't seem to often have power charges. Let's just say we only have one power charge. Is anybody shocked? No. Also, boss DPS we should be switching to. Yep. Because Guardian Pinnacle bosses have resistances. I don't know if the game is applying our tincture. I don't think it is. In fact, I don't think it actually understands our tincture. Or the effect is extremely negligible, Jesus. But I don't think it's applying the tincture correctly. Trinity lowest resonance 20, 1000. Quite a lot. Yeah, so Trinity should be at full whack. Yeah, I mean the lowest resonance count is going to be what? What is the resonance? 30? Is it that what it counts out as? 40? Something of that order. Trinity. Well, resonance is at least 25. Max of 50, yeah. So if we're maxed out, and assuming all projectiles hit, and we're at perfect range, and we have full frenzy charges and a power charge up, and our flasks are up, giving us onslaught. Then we're maybe 1.3, and that's Pinnacle Boss DPS, which is the standard everybody uses. But if we just assume that the power charge isn't up, or maybe that our onslaught flask has run out, we're about 1 million DPS, assuming all the projectiles are hitting. And assuming, yeah, we're actually shooting the boss, we're not dodging anything else. Which, funnily enough, is pretty much exactly what I ballparked this as when I was actually fighting the Eater of Worlds. So, go me. Yeah. This is about 1 mil. Give or take. More or less. Depending on various factors. But yeah, so that's how you can import your own build into POB. Cool. This wasn't supposed to be an entirely exposition-based episode, but it seems that it was. What I think we'll do at this point is we will switch back to Havoc's build, Put the comparison back, because apparently we've lost that now. Who knew? We'll come back to the game. Let's just spend our last 2 points on something. I think we're going to go up towards reservation. Jolly good. Fine. And let's spend the passive points going wherever the hell it is we're going here. I'm going to head down towards Legion. Why not? Screw it. Yeah, and I think we will... oh, danger. So I can increase that. Interesting. Why not? Yeah, let's stop this video, because that was a bunch of theory. And let's move on in the next video with some more action. Yes, action excitement. That'll do for now. Until next time, cheerio.